Okay. So, how are you taken seriously when you start a business around my age? Has anyone tried to sell or communicate to clients and be given pushback due to age?
I think pushback's natural. I think business owners, especially old business owners, sort of see a young person coming in, and their defense mechanism is already up, right? Their body language is very tense. You almost have to win them over. And that's just natural. You can't change that. I could preach about how being a 17-year-old entrepreneur is amazing to everyone, but people will still have that defense mechanism of, I don't trust you yet because you're young. I think how I have tried to sell to people, and been given pushback, I sort of see it as a lesson. I sort of see it as, right, okay, so I've been given pushback. What did I do wrong that I could do better next time? So maybe it was my approach. Maybe I wasn't as confident, or maybe I wasn't, as alluring. My offer wasn't alluring. So how do I make that more alluring? Anyone who gives me pushback, I always try to ask for because obviously the people that you speak to as entrepreneurs starting a business are usually business owners, are usually, people of influence, right? So, and they'll always give time to give feedback because every entrepreneur believes feedback is the most valuable thing in building a business. So they'll always give feedback of, what you could do better. You get the odd business owner that'll be like, yeah, it's just your age. Okay. You didn't want to work with them anyway, because down the line, your relationship with them will be toxic. It's almost the people that do give you feedback, right? Yeah. So Finn, your approach was great and you were very confident, but your offer just didn't seem alluring to me. And, I've had 10 other people like you come in. Okay. Okay. Let me go back then. Let me take 5 steps back. What can I make different then? How can I differentiate from all these other people that are coming into your office and promising a similar thing? And that's exactly what we did because, I used my age as an influence as I'm going to be the most modern marketing agency. I'm going to be the most modern business as opposed to being, the same as everyone else. I'm going to be in a different direction. I'm going to create the all product. And I think that's so, not the all product, the all service. So I think that's so important in terms of differentiating and standing out in a world full of noise. You look at Uber. No one, no one booked taxis on an app before Uber did it. Uber created the all product. So you either book a taxi or you book an Uber. Airbnb, you either book a hotel or you book an Airbnb, right? So you've got to differentiate and you've got to create the or. So how do you create the or and how do you stand out? You can use your age, the massive influence of that. You are the new, you are the modern, you are the 17-year-old who's on his way up. He's onwards and upwards and you're taking the world by storm. That's what I would say to the answer is, to take you seriously, you create the awe and, people buy into that. People buy into it. And if they don't, they don't. That's fine. You don't want to work with them anyway. That's what you kind of got to view it as. You don't really want to work with them because they don't trust you and they don't see your vision. But the people that do see a vision, they're excited, they're motivated because you're creating this awe and they see it as a positive and they almost view your narrative as not being a 17-year-old entrepreneur that is, young and got no experience. It's, an individual who's on his way up. And to be on his way up, he's doing something different. He's doing something exciting. And I should gamble and I should take an investment in that because it will pay off. That's kind of the narrative that you've got to flip.